Good morning, guys. So, continuing on, heading down to the Ohana now. I have, I think, 3 sheets of drywall down there, so I'm gonna start working on getting those put up. And then start working on that Ohia post, getting that marked out so I can start getting that cut and put into place. Also, Taylor is here this morning. So he's already down there working on the carport pad, and then we'll be grading the front, in front of the Ohana where the big dip is. So yeah, back to it. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and let's get to work. I'm dropping off the first load of rock. Probably be 4 loads, maybe 5 loads today. This is all big stuff. Taylor's working over here breaking that up already. So all that big rock is gonna go in here. Oh. So first load in the morning. So this is how far he's made it on the lava. This will end up being about 12 feet from the back of the Ohana. So he's just about there. I think right here is about the 12-foot mark. Yeah, somewhere right in there, like maybe where that rock is. As long as he doesn't hit the gardenia. So Taylor already got all of the root balls out of there, so that's nice. That was a little bit of an eyesore. All right, Jim, see you on the next load. All right, so I got this first piece cut for the bedroom up here. And I was able to carry it up the stairs, and it fit through the door just barely. So now I have to get holes cut in for outlets, light switches, whatnot. And as I'm starting to work on the drywall again, I have to go back because when we installed this drywall, as you can see, there's a lot of spots where there's no screws. So this whole piece, it's only on the edges. So I need to go back through and make sure and get all the screws put into all of these pieces, because my brother-in-laws were here, which that video was a while back, and they had helped me with this drywall, and we were just putting the pieces up, you know, kind of as quickly as we could. So I need to go back now and re-screw all of these pieces, and I am going to focus on this one. I have enough drywall to finish this wall out, and then maybe a little bit more, but we'll see how it goes. And then I'm also going to have to go and put backing, nail backers. So for instance, like right here, let's say in this closet, a nail backer is basically a piece that you put in here so that when you put your drywall into this corner, there's a place to nail into. Because if you put your sheet here, it's just going to be flapping in the wind here. So I have to go through and I have to put in a lot of nail backers. And usually that's just another piece of a 2x4 that you put in. You know, it's going to need one over here on this corner as well, because there's nothing for this sheet to screw into. So there's a bunch of places like that around the whole Ohana where I'm going to have to add in nail backers. And then if the weather holds up, it looks a little cloudy, I might go get some more drywall today, another 10 sheets or so, and then just see how far that gets me. Another thing I'm going to start to work on is I want to get these beams primed and get the caulking done. So there's going to be some caulking that's going to go in on this edge. And then I want to get all these beams primed up here as well as down in the living room area. And this main support beam here I want to get all that primed. And then as I get the nails in on the drywall, I will start mudding and taping those, which is probably one of my least favorite things ever to do. Also, the beams here in this little section will need to be painted. I'll need to finish out all these little parts of drywall that are not filled in yet. Get the mount installed for the light, chandelier, ceiling fan, whatever it is that's going to be here. We haven't really decided yet, as well as down in the living room. As these walls get the drywall installed, I can start installing the lights in here. There's going to be a light on either side of the, like a sconce light on either side of the bed. Actually, the 4 lights in here are all the same style sconce light that I got. So, all right, let me get back to work. All right, so this wall is done now. As you can hear, Taylor's still outside working. So this wall is now totally done. So this still can go on now, even though I'll probably wait until I get a couple other ones so I'm not using up their tube of construction adhesive. So the way that I put those on, if you were wondering, I didn't really show it in the last video. I do construction adhesive and I put the sill on, and then I use a brad nailer and I nail like very closely to the edge all the way around. And then when I go back and I do the caulking will actually cover up the brad nail holes. So I have one more sheet of drywall down there, so I'm thinking I'm gonna start working on drywalling this section where the breaker panel is and get that done. I think I have enough between that full sheet, and then I have some other pieces that I think that I can get this done. And there it is with the sill in. It's just sitting on there, it's not glued, but at least you get a visual. All right, so this entire corner is done now, fully screwed off. I'm out of drywall. I have a couple pieces that are, okay size, so I might be able to do some more with that. But I guess on the drywall, I'll probably be pausing, except going through and finishing out all the screws. Although that's all the screws I have too, so I'll run out of those at some point as well. Yeah, so this is done. I'll probably do a couple more spots, whatever I can get with these last few cutoffs that I have, and then switch to something else. All right, well, Taylor has left. And this is what he got done today. This is all up there. Nice, cleared. There's a little bit of a slope there, which is fine. But now I'm able to start working on the deck. And then this is all graded, cleared. You can see there's actually a little bit of a lava bubble right there, if you see that little hump and then the opening. So this big hump that was there was actually a bubble, so it was pretty easy for him to break it up. So now that this space is cleared, I can start working on the carport, which is essentially going to be putting some piers out here, concrete piers, posts, header, and then rafters basically that go up to the side of the house. And then there will be a beam that I attach to the wall here that extends out past the house and then goes to a post and a pier of its own. And it's raining now, so let me get under the roof. And then over here, from the roof here, there will be a roof that extends this way as well, kind of wraps around here, and then this is where the catchment tank will go. And then my pump, water pump, filter, all that stuff is all going to be set up over here. So I may end up doing like a wall, something here, or a wall on the back so that I have somewhere to mount water pump, filters, all that. And also there will end up being a propane tank out here eventually, because we're going to have a propane hot water heater and then also a propane stove. So yeah, looks pretty good. He basically just made more work for me. And then out here in the front, yeah. So the deck is going to extend out about 12 feet So there will still be a little bit of space where I can walk around if I need to. But basically that's going to be, you know, concrete piers and then posts. I'm going to build it pretty much exactly the way the deck on the house is built. So back down in the Ohana this morning, and this was my last sizable piece, scrap piece. So what I'm using is, I'm gonna do that to do this first kind of section by the stairs here. So I figured out my angles, which is kind of showing up, the pencil marks. So this little piece goes under the stairs. That's the angle of the stairs going up. And then I continued it on this other small scrap piece. So that'll give me my flat for the next piece of drywall to go on top of that to continue up the stairs. So let me get these pieces cut and installed. Okay, I got this piece installed, and for this little corner here, because it didn't quite reach the next stud, I had to add in this piece here. So basically all I did is screw this 2x4 to that 2x4 piece, then screw that into the wall. So that when I put this in here, then I have something that I can screw this into. So this section is done. Oh, if I don't trip over the 2x4. Okay. Down working in the Ohana. So I'm not going to be working on this Ohia post because I got vetoed by the wife. So no Ohia post in the Ohana. So she thinks that it's going to clash, and I guess we're going a different direction with how we're going to finish out this space here between the stairs and the kitchen. Before we were going to get a metal, like a plasma cut design with like Monstera leaves or something, you know, and paint it. And then that was going to be the divider between there. She wants to do something else now. It won't really match up with a round Ohia post. So that post is gone. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just encase it in common wood, which is basically pine, all the way around. So it'll make it a little bit bigger, and then also take care of all the sap that's on this thing, because this has just been bleeding sap ever since I put it in. So I'm gonna get that made, but I've also been working on, let me turn the camera around. So I've also been working on this area with the lights, which you can see now. I was doing some painting also on the beams, as you can see, just doing primer. And this beam out here, I started doing some primer. So this area is done essentially. And basically what I did for that was I took, you know, common wood, which is pine, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what they consider common wood. It's basically the 1x2s, 1x3, 1x4, etc. of pine, essentially. So it's clean wood, untreated, good for, you know, framing stuff, or not framing stuff, but doing like small pieces of furniture, shelving, stuff like that. Anyway, so that is what I used here, and I basically just cut it. If you see the full size, the bottom there under the beam, so this was what is considered a 1x4, which is actually 3.5 inches, same as the 2x4 is. So I basically cut a notch in it and a notch around all of the beams, and then I did a little round over on the bottom with my router, and then caulked it and primed it. So now my hands are covered with paint and caulk. So, but I also went and picked up another 12 sheets of plywood of drywall. So I'm going to continue drywalling pretty much the entire upstairs. I'm going to get all these small pieces done. I'm going to get these spaces in the living room done so I can start taping and mudding this whole area. I still, of course, need to get all of the screws put in because I still haven't done that. The entire bottom row of drywall is screwed in. So I just need to do the uppers, and then I need to do, you know, up here. And I guess all that, yeah, pretty much all that stuff I did before did not get all the way screwed off. So I'm going to continue with that, and then I'll be back. I don't know, I might do a time lapse, but I'm not really filming too much of this. I'm just kind of showing you guys progress as I get it done. So yeah, be back in a sec. All right, so I went to Home Depot and I got a bunch of plumbing stuff. I guess this doesn't look like a lot, but there's a bunch of fittings in here and all kinds of stuff. And of course the PEX, water line, sewer line, drain line. This is the majority of everything I'm gonna need. So that'll probably be the next video. I'll start working on the plumbing stuff. Okay. I can't even bear to have you guys watch that. I absolutely despise mudding. I can't even. I hate it so bad. Anyway, since the last video, I got these pieces filled in. You can see I put on some of the tape over the seams. Yeah. This one here is, I'm leaving that open because when I actually get to the roof over the lanai, it's gonna tie in here. So there will eventually be a hole in the wall there where the beam comes through, and then it'll be sitting on this, basically the top plate of the wall. That's how it'll attach to the house. And then once that's in, I'll put that last piece of drywall in. Yeah, so I'm gonna continue. I don't know if I'm gonna end this video or if I'll do some more work and then come back and show you guys. But I think that this mud might even be bad because it's super runny. I've had that for a long time. That bucket's probably a couple years old, and I have kept water on it, but still I think that it's, which doesn't help. It's making this even more messy than it should be. You can see all the bird droppings. So I'm gonna check that. I may end up getting some more mud, and I guess I'll continue on this. I don't know if I'll end the video or not, but we'll see. All right, I think I'm just gonna end this video. I did a little bit more drywall. As you can see, I got this panel in. I got one of the ceiling panels in for the kitchen. I got this corner on. So this is a rounded corner. So all the edges are all gonna have, they're all gonna be rounded corners. So like this edge here, this edge here. Around the windows, of course, are all gonna be rounded. Yeah, so, yeah, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do on the drywall mudding. I think I'm gonna see if I can just find someone to do it for me. That's how much I don't want to do it. But in order for me to do that, I gotta finish all the drywall first, so still got a ways. So with that being said, I think this is gonna be the last video before the end of the year. Christmas is next week already. Today is, I think, the 18th or 19th, something like that. It's Wednesday. So Christmas basically is in 1 week. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and just end this video now, and then I can have this out for Friday, and then definitely my next video won't be until next year. But I think I'm gonna, of course, I'm gonna continue with the drywall. I'm not really gonna focus so much on that anymore. I'll just kind of show spots as I get them done, but I'm gonna start focusing on the plumbing. So, like I said, I picked up a bunch of the plumbing stuff today, all the PEX, all the connectors, all the stuff for all of the drain lines, sewage, you know, everything that's gonna go out of the house. So all the drains, vents, all that kind of stuff. The PEX will be all the incoming. And then I also got some PVC because I'm going to tie into the water up at the house, not coming from the house, but I'm going to tie into the line coming from the catchment and run a line down here because when we set up our tank down here, I want to be able to refill it if I need to. So it'll just be gravity fed from the tank up there, but it'll be technically clean water. I'm still undecided if I'm going to set up gutters and catchment system on the Ohana, just because we're going to get a like a poly tank, one of those sealed plastic tanks, and I don't want to have to worry about a lot of debris getting in there. So if I fill it from the tank up there, it's going to be essentially clean water. There shouldn't be any debris in it, but we'll see. I mean, that's down the road. So anyways, I just want to say, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And Merry Christmas to everyone. And probably Happy New Year, because it'll probably be after that by the next time I have a video. So, man, 2024 came and went really quick. So, hopefully big things in 2025. And I just want to say happy holidays to everyone. I will see you on the next video. Aloha.